Good morning. Thank you, Hillary. For our invocation this morning, we are honored to have Holly Christine Clark deliver our graduation invocation. Holly recently graduated from the Yale School of Divinity with a Master's of Divinity and a Diploma in Anglican Studies at Yale, as I said, at Yale, and next week she will be ordained. She is the Assistant Rector at St. Albans Episcopal Church in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. And prior to attending Yale, Holly was an English teacher here at Gould between 2007 and 2014. She served as the English Department Chair, the Director of the Writing Center, and the Associate Dean of Academics. The Richard Blanco Visiting Writers Program was established during her time as the English Department Chair. She also enjoyed traveling with Gould's 9th graders to China multiple times, including with this year's graduating class.
I invite you to join with me in a moment of reflection and prayer. O Holy One, O Creator, O Force of all that is good, we understand you in different ways and know you by different names. We give you thanks for our lives and for all that has brought us each here to this day. We are grateful for the parents, families, faculty, coaches, staff, and friends who have helped and supported us and this group of graduates through the years. We ask for a blessing upon them. May they know their goodness and feel fully in their hearts the joy and celebration of this day. Help them to appreciate their accomplishments and those of their classmates. Help them to value the efforts and contributions that have been made in the classroom, in the many facets of community life, and in the diverse places where this Gould community exists. Be with us now as we come together today to celebrate and to mark this joyous moment in the lives of these young people who are known and who are loved by those who gather here. Amen.
Please be seated. Welcome to you all. Welcome grandparents and parents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters, mentors, and beloved friends. Welcome to Phyllis Gardner, Chair of Gould's Board of Trustees, David Barstow, Senior Writer for the New York Times, faculty and staff, alumni, and friends in the Bethel community. Finally, welcome to the class of 2018. Graduates, soon-to-be graduates. Take a moment to see all the faces of people who have gotten you to this point. Family, friends, teachers, coaches, mentors, and people who have given you unexpected gifts of generosity and insight along the way. Now, look around the tent and make eye contact with one of the people that's done that for you. Just make direct eye contact with them. It's okay. Turn around, crane, get physical. Make that eye contact and smile. Give them that knowing nod that only the two of you understand. This is a bond for life. You have accomplished so much here, and as Mr. Kandura noted yesterday, you've only just begun. I won't paraphrase it. But this will always be a place for you to touch ground, to charge your batteries, and reconnect with people who know and care about you. Any place you have grown this much becomes holy in your life and becomes a resource for you as you move forward. But now, it is time to go. You've been given the finest education and formative experiences. It's time for you to take what you've learned beyond this campus, beyond yourselves, to march out and make the world a better place. The place you want it to be for you, for the people you care about, and for generations to come. You matter that much. It is game on, and you have what it takes. We all wish you the best as you leave here to lead lives of purpose, action, excellence, and compassion. And I will tell you personally that it is on this day every year, looking into the faces of our graduates, that I become the most optimistic Matt Ruby, that I feel so confident about the world ahead and look forward to your leadership. You guys are beautiful and you are awesome. But now a quick piece of business. At the end of the ceremony, the graduates will leave first, and they will be followed by the faculty, and the graduates will form a receiving line out there in a large arc. Let them do that, because we will then go out and go through the line and congratulate them. This is a chance for each faculty and staff member to personally thank and acknowledge what's been accomplished. Families, you should, as you spot where your student will be, just go straight to them, and that'll be a good spot for photos and for connecting with other people. Great chance for pictures. So back to the matter at hand. I'd like to introduce Phyllis Gardner, Gould Academy Board of Trustees Chair. Phyllis has served on the board since 2013 and became its president in May of 2018.
Good morning. It is my honor as president of the Board of Trustees to introduce our 2018 commencement speaker, senior writer at the New York Times, David Barstow. A native of Concord, Massachusetts, Barstow attended Northwestern University and has been a writer for the Rochester Times-Union in New York, the Green Bay Press-Gazette in Wisconsin, and the St. Petersburg Times in Florida, where he was the finalist for 3 Pulitzer Prizes. In 1999, he moved to the New York Times, where he has become one of the country's leading investigative journalists. In 2004, Barstow and Lowell Bergman won the Pulitzer Prize for Public Service for a series of articles that exposed employers whose violation of basic safety rules led to the injury or death of hundreds of American workers. 5 years later, Barstow won his second Pulitzer for Message Machine, Behind TV Analysts, Pentagon's Hidden Hand, which uncovered the Pentagon's use of retired military personnel to influence news coverage of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. In 2013, Barstow again won, along with Alejandra Zanuck von Bertraub, the Pulitzer Prize for Investigative Reporting for multiple reports on how Walmart used bribery to fuel its rapid growth in Mexico. Barstow has also been the lead byline on several other major stories, including an article that profiled the last hours of those aboard the Deepwater Horizon offshore drilling rig. That article was adapted for the screen and became the feature film Deepwater Horizon. Among other honors, Barstow is also the recipient of 3 Polk Awards, the Peabody Award, the Alfred I. DuPont Silver Baton, the Daniel Pearl Award for Investigative Reporting, 2 Sigma Delta Chi Awards for Distinguished Service, an Overseas Press Club citation, and 2 Society of American Business Editors and Writers Awards. In 2010, Northwestern University honored him with a Distinguished Alumni Award, and he was inducted into the Hall of Achievement at the university's Medill School of Journalism in 2015. David is undoubtedly one of the most decorated and respected investigative journalists of his generation. He is also the brother-in-law of Gould's own wonderful faculty member, Nancy Barstow. While the term fake news has unfortunately become part of our everyday lexicon, Gould students have been taught to search for truth. Our mission is to educate students who live lives of purpose, action, excellence, and compassion. David is an example of someone who does just that, by seeking to shine a light in the shadows and give voice to those who may have been silenced. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our 2018 commencement speaker, David Barstow.
To the class of 2018, parents, friends, members of the Gould faculty, good morning and congratulations. It is such a privilege to be invited to share this day with you, but I have to be frank about something. You have the wrong Barstow addressing you right now. My sister-in-law, Nancy Barstow, who has, I think, one of the coolest titles of all time, Rugrats Director of Gould Academy, has been bragging on this place for years about a staff that'll do just about anything to help you guys get ahead, about those deep, bottomless wells of love and worry, also known as parental units. But most of all about you guys and those who've come before you, about all the ways you've managed to surprise and amaze, about your joy and fearlessness on the slopes. You know, it's gotten so bad that every time a Winter Olympics comes around, I'm glued to my TV playing a game of Where's Waldo, looking for the kid from Gould. Nancy, it's not too late. Where are you? As we all know, commencement addresses are by tradition a time when alleged adults like me share with young people like you important life lessons, the secrets of success. Pithy quotes and slogans and proverbs, something to inspire you for the next chapter of your life. And some of these life lessons sound suspiciously like ad campaigns. You know, different ways of saying, be all that you can be, or just do it. Others are more aphoristic, like, discover your secret superpower, or find your inner grace. And lately there's this whole new emphasis on living mindfully, as in, life goes by fast, so remember to laugh and sing and be joyful. And then there's always the trusty Bartlett's Book of Quotations. Quote, no one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of another. That's Charles Dickens. It's a good one. I love that one. Quote, winners never quit and quitters never win. That's Vince Lombardi, of course. That's also a good one. I think you see my problem, right? There's so many secrets of success to choose from. I've been wrestling with this for weeks now. What's the right one for you? Which one does the Gould Academy class of 2018 need to hear most? To solve this conundrum, I decided to fall back on the thing I've been doing for the last 32 years. I decided to use my skills as an investigative reporter to learn more about you guys. So I scoured documents. I conducted interviews. I cultivated whistleblowers. Uh-oh. I think I see a few worried looks right now. Here's what I found. I found Stefan Ingo, not just a warrior on the basketball court, and you have to see what this guy does when he blocks a shot, but a warrior in the classroom, and a newly minted member of the Cum Laude Society. And Lindsay Lucas, strong and brave and smart enough to earn entrance to the Air Force Academy. Talk about being all that you can be. I learned that Liam McGuire actually pitched an immaculate inning. That's 3 strikeouts on 9 perfect pitches. It's only been done 90 times in the 149-year history of Major League Baseball. That's a just do it moment if ever there was. You want to know what finding your secret superpower looks like? I give you Rainey Tokunaga, a quiet, polite young man who basically knocked the socks off the entire Gould community when he finally unleashed his secret superpower, this stunningly gorgeous singing voice. Kind of makes you wonder whether his dad could hold it too. Here are 3 things I wondered during my reporting into the class of 2018. First, does Aiken Tamor know how much it touches the kitchen staff at Gould that he pays them just as much respect as he does to the head of school? Does Juan Pablo, JP I think they call him, does he even know how much it means to the faculty here that he not only knows the names of their children, but he is also a shining example to those little ones about what human decency looks like? And third, aren't Aiken and JP what inner grace looks like? And who needs to be reminded to laugh and sing and be joyful when you've got Teddy Brown, who gets to play head of school for one day, and what does he do with that awesome, awesome power? He reintroduces open mic night for songs and jokes. Or when you got Elena Harrison contributing to every single theater production that's been put on at Gould these last 4 years. Or Gorsif Tepe singing the piano so beautifully for assembly. And I'll tell you what else I've learned. I've learned that Aidan Lear, Hayward Hanley, Celia Mastrioni, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, take time out to help people with disabilities feel the exhilaration of flying down a ski slope. And that Ellie Bailey and Alec Tucker earn ski patrol jackets, which basically means they'll risk their bacons to save our bacons. So take that, Charles Dickens. And hey, Vince Lombardi, you want some true grit? Look no further than Steph Nichols. Last year, competing in Nordic qualifiers, a race she was expected to win, she felt so badly that her coaches couldn't quite believe it when she put her skis back on and insisted on finishing the race. You know what the team motto was this year? Tough like Steph, who, by the way, won the big race this year. You know, I could keep going, but there's roughly 75 of you graduating today. I've got 10 stories on each and every one of you, so do the math. And besides, I'm not sure you want mom and dad to hear all these stories. But also, I'm sure you've figured out by now the answer to my conundrum. The fact is, there's not a life lesson I could tell you today that you don't already know somewhere in your bones already. The lives you've lived are a testament to that, and to some great parenting, and to some great teaching. So rather than come to you today with life lessons, I instead come to you today with a plea and a prayer. We need you. We need your brains. We need your heart, your passion, your grit and your grace and your music and your humor. We need all of it. And I don't just mean so you can answer our clueless, embarrassing, desperate to be hip questions like, you know, I can't understand a thing Kendrick Lamar is saying. Well, why does he keep mentioning this guy, Kung Fu Kenny? Or tell me again what the left toggle on the video game controller does. You dads out there know who you are. No, we need you to help this world find new answers to the biggest and toughest questions. How do we end the insanity of school shootings? What can we do about climate change? How should we think about artificial intelligence? How do we win this forever war we've been in since 9/11? How the heck do we protect privacy when Facebook already knows all our secrets? How will the Celtics ever get by LeBron? Okay, wait, that last one doesn't really fit, but you get the picture. There's so many big, pressing problems out there. Problems that sometimes seem impossible to solve. Except, when I look out at you, I think, hell no. Hell no. Your generation, you have something special in you. A willingness to insistently question authority. A chutzpah that says, don't tell me I'm too young. Your peers in Parkland, Florida proved that under the worst of circumstances. But so did Red Gerard, 17 years old, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 117 pounds. He grabbed gold in Korea in slopestyle. Unfortunately, though, you're entering a world that has made the search for answers infinitely more difficult. For hundreds of years, this country and many others have been based on the proposition that an informed, knowledgeable, engaged citizenry offers the best possible chance of making progress on the toughest problems. And yet we now have a political culture so toxic, so divided, we can't even agree on the color of the sky. An ever-growing list of leaders around the world are labeling facts they don't like, facts that don't flatter them, facts that threaten their power, as fake news or treasonous. Putin in Russia, Erdogan in Turkey, Sisi in Egypt, Orban in Hungary, Duterte in the Philippines, Xi in China, Maduro in Venezuela. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Anyway. Lies have always had a head start on the truth. And yet our wondrous technology companies have created all kinds of social networks and gizmos that at times seem to be contributing to the problem rather than solving it. I spent my entire life working, trying to nail down the who, what, where, when, and why. And the thing I've learned over and over again is that nailing down the truth, describing it, interpreting it requires patience, commitment, and humility. Here's a pro tip for you. I spend months, even years, on a single story. Sometimes I disappear from the newspaper for so long my mom worries I lost my job. But one of the things I do, just when I think I vacuumed up every last fact, when I think I got my story nailed down, I'll take time to report against my own story. I'll go hunting for contrary facts, for dissenting voices. I'll search for the places where perhaps I've allowed an assumption or a bias to creep in. I'll circle back with sources for a second, third, or fourth time just to be sure. Facts need to be tested, and truth is hard. Ah, shoot, I've gone and done it. I shared a life lesson. I'm so sorry, it won't happen again. So as I was saying, celebrate this day. Savor all that you have achieved so far. Have a blast at college or wherever you head next. But after that, it's time to suit up. We need you. Now more than ever. Thank you very much. And again, my sincere congratulations.
David, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our student-elected graduation speaker, Mr. Andrew Gray.
Good morning and welcome to graduation day. I'm going to start off with a quick disclaimer. I have yet to win a Pulitzer. I can barely pronounce a word. But Mr. Barstow mentioned engagement. And just a little spoiler alert, great minds think alike. Oh, what's in this one? So, first and foremost, I would like to thank my family for everything that they've done for me in the past 4 years. Without you guys, I wouldn't be standing here today. And also, without Acadia keeping me out of trouble day in and day out, all your guidance probably would have been worth nothing. And so I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Donnie and I started our time off here as winter term roommates. And I think it's pretty awesome that we get to finish things off together here up here today. Woo! All right. Now it's time to talk about you guys. And it's the part you want to hear. So, I'd like to have the senior class stand for a moment. So if you could just take a step to your left. Just take a quick step to your left, don't worry about it. And one back to your right. And maybe even this time you could find the seat that you were actually supposed to be in. And you guys can take a seat, go ahead. Oh look, we're really gonna do this right now. Look at that. Miss Manning, you're welcome. I think that makes up for a lot. So, I'm glad that I got that out of the way. So if anyone asks you how you felt about my speech, you can honestly tell them that it moved you. I want to move you because I love you guys. Also because it's probably what I do best, move things. So if you spend time with the class of 2018, it's hard to miss. We're one of those classes that only comes around once in a while. We're special, and I thought a lot about what it is that makes us so special. For me, it came down to our level of engagement. There we go, that's where it is. So, not only with each other, but in the community that surrounds us. This engagement really breaks down 3 ways. How we've occupied campus, attracted new faces, and involved ourselves in every single day. Some of us have been here for 4 years, and a few of us 5, with a lot of others joining along the way. We've occupied 2,160 dining hall meals, 750 days of classes, and 1,440 hours of time allotted to play Fortnite, otherwise known as evening study hall. So in our time here on campus, we've occupied the school in more ways than just our sheer size. We've occupied the mountain and the Nordic trails, where our on-snow athletes put in work day in and day out. We led all Gould teams. We occupied the fields and roads, competing and motivating our peers. We occupied the stage, the art cottage, with passion and creativity. We've occupied classes, labs, dorm meetings, assemblies, and the list goes on. But probably the most obvious is our enormous class, by Gould standards at least. We've grown so much in the past 4 years because we're attractive. That's a fact. Now, I'm not just talking about Girk walking around in an American flag muscle tee. I'm talking about who we are. What's on the inside? We laugh a lot, open up our rooms, hang out in lounges, and we are always willing to lend a helping hand. We have truly become the face of Gould. And we're a class that people want to be around. Prospective faculty and students see the way that we lead and set examples for this community, and they want to be a part of it. Having 77 members of the senior class was no accident. It's because people saw this army of students and said, you know what? I want to be a part of that, and I'm glad that I was. Not only has our enormous class occupied the school and brought in new faces, but we've collectively been involved in just about everything we could. We led residential rumbles, from hitting home runs in assembly to marching across the snow-covered fields at Winter Carnival, in pursuit of the Golden Adirondack, which at this point, I don't even think anyone knows is the trophy. We're a group of leaders, and there's no disputing that. There's also no disputing the fact that we are ready for life beyond Gould. I think we can all agree that it's time to move on to bigger challenges, more responsibility, and maybe a town with more than just 5 gas stations, a grocery store, and a coffee shop that is always closed. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, he's not even leaving. And that is something I would consider a minor detail. In all seriousness, we've collectively put our best foot forward and worked hard for every bit of this. So take a moment and appreciate it, because you've earned it. This is something that only happens once, so I want you to embrace it and enjoy the little time we have left. While many of us will arrive at colleges feeling a little uneasy with people that we don't know, just remember, you know how to occupy a place. You are damn attractive, and you are always involved. So let me hear you yell seniors one more time. Yeah! I'll be around to release tables.
bad, Andrew. That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium our valedictory speaker, Donovan McKee.
Welcome everyone to our graduation. Welcome students, welcome families, thank you faculty, and congratulations to the class of 2018. These last few weeks I've been thinking about change. What does it mean to change? What does it feel like? Look like? How does it get expressed? How do I experience it? Or my friends, parents, or teachers, how do they experience change? Now, by definition, change is the act or instance of making or becoming different. And as a sub-definition, it is a new or refreshingly different experience. And this idea of being refreshingly different catches my attention as we are about to experience one of the largest changes in our lives. So why is it important to make things different? And why is it important to change? Well, in short, change powers the world. It's part of human nature. To be better than we were before is an undeniably fundamental part of our brains. The desire to be part of something new, something innovating, and something refreshingly different is not a feeling that any of us can avoid. And as we go out in the world, the goal is change. I think it's safe to say that for every one of us, no matter what we end up doing with our lives, we want to leave wherever we go a better place than we found it. And that perhaps is a common goal that unites us all in this moment of change. So as we prepare to leave, it's worth thinking about what is required to make change. And the way I think of it, change comes in two parts. Firstly, as the greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James, who, interestingly enough, just scored 51 points in a loss, thank you, JR, puts it quite simply, you have to be able to accept failure in order to get better. And here is the irony, and something the work of Gould has taught us. We need failure. Without failure, change can't occur. Because nobody is going to find every solution on their very first try. Another thing we've learned here is that it takes time to make change. Real change. Even in a world that desperately needs it. So this brings us to the second part of change, which is patience. Change is a process. It's almost always something that takes time. More time than usually expected. So, if change requires failure and time, then it almost certainly requires patience. In thinking on these two components of change, we can see how and what we've learned about them as we've been here. First off, we wonder what it is that allows us to disregard that fear of failure that so often prohibits us from reaching our goals. And the answer is trust. It's the assurance that you won't be cast out for your failure, and the idea that a failure is just a course corrector. It's just a way to let us know that adjustments need to be made to whatever it is that we're doing. And with the family environment that's been established here, which Val and Mr. Candora just talked about yesterday, we don't have to be afraid to get up on stage for a residential rumble, or present a 4-point to the entire school in assembly, or to give a speech to a crowd full of your peers, their families, and your teachers on your graduation day. We may be nervous, very nervous, but I think we can all agree that we don't have a big enough fear to keep us from trying. And looking back on patience, think about how many times schedules have been changed. Think about the formal dinners, the assemblies, and the seminars that we've all sat through that sometimes can seem to be a little bit unnecessary. And looking back now, I can say that for me, those were not wasted moments. They were all opportunities to exercise patience. And they showed us that sometimes when things don't seem to be changing, and seem to be so tedious, patience can be your only option. So we can see that every one of us here has developed, to an extent, a desire to change, along with the patience and the willingness to fail to bring this change about. And this allows us to understand each other, to help each other, and to notice that everyone here is trying for the same goal, to have an impact. And that really is what we see here. There is an unavoidable attitude in the air that whatever is current is already outdated. In this mindset, it can be seen that one of the most important things that Gould has taught us is how to set up and become part of an environment that is focused on change. An environment where failure is expected, trust is required, and patience is taught. There's no magic fairy dust in the air around this place that has forced us to understand these concepts. We learned them. We worked to understand the feeling here, and we worked to become a part of it. Now, if we were all to go out into our futures and apply what we worked for and what we learned here, the world could slowly start to look like a much different place. Now, the changes we strive for might not even be noticeable in our lifetimes. But the key here is to realize that the only way to ensure that these changes will never happen is to not strive for them in the first place. So like I said before, what we've created here does not happen by chance. You all know how to make it, how to see through the differences and to build a family, how to wait and wait and wait through the tedium and make a positive difference, and how to lead by example. So show others the way too. It will not happen immediately, but a positive change does not have to be an immediate solution. We all know that. So in closing, I'd like to leave you with a challenge. Create more places like this. Create more places better than this, and more families like those you have here. Because in the end, that's where memories are made, that's where change happens, and that's where happiness lies. Thank you.
I think I'm done. I'd like to invite to the stage Mr. Mike Lowe. We have a special presentation. Mike is our Dean of Community Life. He's also a graduate of the United States Naval Academy and last year retired from a decorated career in the United States Navy as an intelligence officer. Mike Lowe.
Thanks, Donnie. Speaking of change, it is my pleasure today to announce the appointment of Lindsay Lucas to United States Air Force Academy. This appointment is going to a very deserving young woman and is the equivalent of a 4-year full-ride scholarship at a top-tier university. Appointments to the Air Force Academy are extremely competitive. Approximately 12,000 students applied this year and only 1,000 got in. Applicants must not only excel in academics, athletics, leadership, and service, they must also secure a nomination from a member of Congress, the Vice President of the United States, or the President. Lindsay received not only one nomination, but two, one from U.S. Senator Robert Casey and one from U.S. Congressman Scott Perry. Cadets take part in a wide variety of programs, including flying aircraft, free fall parachuting, competitive athletics, military training, foreign exchange around the world. At the same time, they will attend classes ranging from aeronautical and electrical engineering to history and political science. At the end of 4 years, they will have a Bachelor of Science in their choice of 31 majors and will be commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force. For these cadets, however, this is just the beginning. They will take the skills and knowledge they developed at the Air Force Academy and will serve in one of 38 officer fields and go on to do great things for this nation. Lindsay, Gould Academy, your friends and family are extremely proud that you're going to go and be at the Air Force Academy, and we can't wait to see the things you will do for us. Let me be the first to thank you for the sacrifices you will make to keep this nation safe. And in the words of my alma mater, fair winds and following seas.
Thank you, Mike. Congratulations, Lindsay. Before we move into student awards, I'd like to share with you the faculty recipients of this year's Faculty Development Awards. And faculty, as your names are called, please stand till I'm done so we can recognize you. Recipient of the Dexter M. Stoll Award, Savannah Sessions. Recipient of the Philip Rao Award, Harami Cho. And recipient of the B. Lowell Kronowitz Award, Mr. Jason Chase. Congratulations and thank you. So at this time, we'll announce student awards. We'll begin with a scholarship shield, presented by the class of 1930, on which is inscribed the name of the valedictorian, who is the top academic member of the senior class who has been at Gould for the last 2 years. This year's valedictorian, as you know, Mr. Donovan McKee. Distinguished academic performance. I would like to acknowledge those seniors who have achieved a cumulative average of 90 or above for their years at Gould. Students, please stand and remain standing until all names have been called. Benjamin Alford. Sophia Bai. Laura Brechtelsbauer. Mercer Chen. Ray Chen. Madeline Chen, Nathaniel Gerke, Camilla Goklowski, Noah Gramis, Elena Harrison, Ashley Humphreys, Stefan Ingo, Moonway John, Nicole Kutenplan, Aiden Lear, Cassandra Lieblein, Lindsay Lucas, Cecilia Mastriani, Donovan McKee, Eva McMillan, Keenan Miller, Stephanie Nichols, Leif Olson, Derek Peak, Grace Shearwagon, Ratanan Tipapashot, Caroline Wu, and Lorena Zhang. Thank you, guys. Now the Cum Laude Society. In 2014, Gould Academy was granted charter with the Cum Laude Society. The society was founded in 1906 to recognize the scholastic achievement of seniors in secondary schools. The object of the Cum Laude Society is to promote learning and sound scholarship. At this time, I would like to announce the names of the senior class members of the Gould Academy Cum Laude Society. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all names have been called. Donovan McKee, Ben Alford, Lindsay Lucas, Lorena John, Madeline Chen, Sophia Bai, Nicole Kutenplan, Moonway John, Nathaniel Gerke, Cassandra Lieblein, Stefan Ingo, Keenan Miller, Ray Chen, and Eva McMillan. Congratulations and thank you.
Before Mrs. Manning gets a chance to come up here to hand out the next student awards, I would like to interject a few brief remarks to recognize and thank two very important persons here today who are graduating with the class of 2018. Head of School Matt Ruby and his wife Kathy Ruby. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees and the Gould community, I would like to thank you, Matt, for performing all the heavy lifting required by the board to sustain Gould as a leader in private secondary education in the 21st century. Thank you for thoroughly understanding and living the mission. Guiding an institution through a period of change is thankless work requiring intense focus and tireless effort. You have brought immense talent and energy to the task, and the institution has benefited greatly. The Marlin Ideas Center, Manhattan School of Music, Science Research Projects, Richard Blanco Writers Series, Blended Learning, a stronger partnership with Sunday River, improvements in the security and aesthetic appeal of the campus. You have initiated, encouraged, inspired, and or guided all of these efforts and many more, and we are extremely grateful. Kathy, you have applied your considerable expertise to improving everything about our financial aid process. You have given free advice to countless students and parents on an individual basis, and you have contributed in so many creative and thoughtful ways to improve the lives of students, staff, and faculty at Gould. We sincerely thank you. Matt and Kathy, we will miss you both, and we wish you well in your next endeavors. I have a proclamation to give you, Matt, which I will not read out loud because it is long, but I will give you the bottom line. In recognition of all your hard work and many contributions to Gould Academy, the Board of Trustees hereby declares you to be Head of School Emeritus on this day, June 2nd, 2018, and forevermore. Congratulations.
For excellence in the English classroom, it is my great honor to give the book award to Ben Alford.
On behalf of the history faculty, I am very proud to present the History Book Award to a young man who has occupied the history classroom this year with his curiosity, his character, and his critical thinking. Nathaniel Scott Rickey.
On behalf of the math department, it gives me great pleasure to present the math award to a young woman who I know is going to go on to do great things and follow in the steps of the women who came before her. And it also gives me great comfort that we have women of her caliber entering the military. So Lindsay Lucas.
It's my honor to present the Science Book Award this year to Ben Alford.
On behalf of the Computer Science Department,
giving this award to a four-year senior who has spent part of 3 of those years working with me in the classroom and is going on to study software engineering at university, Mercer Chen.
The Innovators Award was established to recognize student-driven ideas that leverage the methods and mindsets of the Idea Center. This individual is a core member of a team of students who have established school's first student-run business, Sacred Cafe. Will Maloney, quite literally, you built the foundation for Sacred. Your talents as a maker, skills as a barista, and commitment to make a difference with your talents will benefit the life of a student in Tanzania. Thank you.
On behalf of the World Languages Department, I am proud to offer the French, Mandarin, and Spanish Book Awards this year to 3 very deserving individuals. A curious soul who takes advantage of each and every opportunity to further his experience, this student puts unparalleled effort into every assignment. French has become a vehicle to express his creativity, to fully engage with people from different cultures, be they in Quebec, in France, or even in the fictional French village of Sine. It's with great pride that I present this year's Book Award in French to Nate Gerke. Hardworking, creative, determined, this student helps to bring an air of gravitas to the classroom. A strong and confident individual with unparalleled verbal ability, learned in and outside of the classroom, it's with great pleasure that I present this year's Book Award in Mandarin to Ben Alford. A leader in the classroom who drives discussion, this student always engages in intellectual pursuits. Passionate and global-minded, she is committed to the lifelong learning of Spanish language, history, and culture. On behalf of the Department of World Languages, I present the Spanish Book Award to Laura Brechtelsbauer.
On behalf of the Performing Arts Department, I am pleased to present the Book Award in Music to a young lady whose dedication to the chamber ensemble and tireless practice efforts have earned her this award, and this goes to Miss Madeline Chen.
This year's award in Book Award for Theater goes to a young lady who tireless dedication to the art of theater has been in every production in her 4 years at Gould, and will continue to study theater in college, and that's Elena Harrison.
Good afternoon. I have the honor of presenting the Book Award for the Visual Arts. And this Book Award will go to someone who I believe spent more time in the Art Cottage this year than I did, Mr. Noah Gramis. This Book Award is the Rhode Island School Design President's Award. The Rhode Island School of Design established its annual art award in 1984. Each year, a select number of secondary schools with noteworthy programs in the visual arts are invited by RISD's president to nominate an accomplished artist for the senior class to receive this distinction. Teachers are asked to consider several criteria in making their nomination, including the student's effort and achievement in the arts, their overall academic achievement, and their creativity and talent. This year, I'm proud to announce that the book goes to Eva Dawn McMillan. The Gail A. Foster Award. Gail A. Foster was an instructor at Gould Academy. He taught photography, physics, and operated the camera club. As a photographer, he gained an international reputation. This award is given in his memory by Martin Bovey, class of 1946, one of his students who is currently a professional photographer. The award is given to the student who has exhibited the most outstanding work in photography this year. And this award goes to Sophia Vine.
The Ralph Gould Music Award, awarded to the graduating senior for improvement, excellence, and contribution to the school in the area of music. The Ralph Gould Music Award consists of a token gift and an invitation to select and present to the Academy some object relevant and useful in academic or extracurricular music. The recipient of this award this year goes to a young lady who practiced tirelessly daily and almost single-handedly helped to raise the quality of the music program at Gould during her time here. And that goes to Yorsev Tepe.
Good morning. I'm here to present the Outstanding Senior Athlete Awards. These awards, the Joe Roderick Award for the boys and the Frances Highbury Award for girls, recognizes a senior boy and girl for outstanding competitive spirit through example and overall athletic competence. Female is given Frances Highbury Award, is named in honor of Highbury, who taught at Gould from 1957 to 1978, and for many years coached the girls' basketball and softball programs. As a coach, he worked to instill teamwork, good sportsmanship, and pride in playing for the school. Given each year to the senior girl who has exhibited outstanding competitive spirit, leadership by example, overall competence in athletics, and perhaps some grit, I've heard, is Steph Nichols. And the male athlete, Richard Joe Roderick Award. Joe Roderick taught physical education at Gould for 29 years. In addition, he coached football and acted as a trainer for all sports. His encouragement and enthusiasm for athletes were a positive influence on many Gould graduates. Given each year to the boy who has exhibited outstanding competitive spirit, leadership by example, and overall competence in athletics is George Gio Menezes.
William P. Clough III Award. William P. Clough was headmaster of Gould Academy from 1983 to 2001. This award was created upon his retirement to honor an on-snow athlete who has demonstrated outstanding character, attitude, and leadership. This year's recipient is Donovan McKee.
The Gould Academy Alumni Association Award. The Alumni Award is presented by vote of the faculty to a student who is a son or daughter, grandson or granddaughter of a Gould Academy alumnus or alumna, and who best reflects the high standards of the Gould Academy Alumni Association and the school's motto, "To thine own self be true." This year, the award is presented to Theodore Teddy Brown.
The Senior 4-Point Award, awarded to that student whose project best exemplifies the three values at the heart of every Gould endeavor: the energy to try, the willingness to risk, and the capacity to tolerate. But this year, more than anything, this student didn't just do a project, she embodied it. Eva McMillan.
Jan and Lorenzo Baker devoted 35 years to Gould Academy, challenging students to become courageous, open to the world around them. Art department head Jan Baker inspires students to explore new perspectives and techniques for artistic expression. Dean of Community Life Lorenzo Baker helps students become strong individuals and leaders within their community. The Jan and Lorenzo Baker Award is bestowed upon a member of the senior class who best exemplifies the qualities that the Bakers fostered: personal courage, an adventure and creative approach, and a clear vision of themselves and their world. I am pleased to announce that this year's award goes to Eva McMillan.
The Owinga Citizenship Award, named for Dr. Marvin Owinga, history teacher at Gould for 30 years, and his wife, Madame Tinica Owinga, French teacher for also 30 years. This scholarship is awarded to a member of the Gould student body who embraces the spirit in which both the Owingas live their lives through acts of selflessness and thoughtful humanitarianism. It is my honor to present this award to Cassie Lieberman. The Annie Daly Crochane Award. This award, given in memory of Annie Daly Crochane, class of 1986, celebrates the spirit of student involvement in social, political, and environmental causes. The award is in two parts: a monetary contribution to a cause which Annie believed in and worked for, and an inscribed cup presented to a Gould Academy student who reflects Annie's determination to make the world a better place. And it is my honor to present this award today to Millie Beatles. The Lindy Lowell Award. Lindy Lowell worked maintenance at Gould Academy for over 30 years, always with a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand for anyone in need. By vote of the senior class, the Lindy Lowell Award is given to that member of the senior class whose friendly personality and helpful nature has brightened the lives of their fellow classmates and the whole Gould community. I am pleased to announce that the recipient of this is Noah Gramis.
The Melmac Principal's Scholarship. This $1,500 scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who has made a difference in the lives of others and that of his or her community. A solid school citizen involved in extracurricular activities. A student who has exhibited a commitment to public service. An individual with the potential to make a difference in the world. This year's recipient, Elena Harrison. The Elwood F. Ireland Award. The late Elwood F. Ireland, headmaster of Gould Academy from 1940 to 1959, created an award upon his retirement which went to the boy and girl of the senior class who exemplify service, leadership, and character. I am pleased to announce that by faculty vote, the awards this year go to Jillian Thielbar and Teddy Brown. Headmaster's Bowl, awarded to the senior who has exhibited the highest standards of scholarship, character, and service to the school, and participation in activities of the school. This year's recipient of the Headmaster's Bowl, Moonway John. It is now our great pleasure to grant the 2018 academic diplomas, valedictorian first. Donovan John McKee. Nicholas Woodhull Noel Adams. Benjamin Richard Alford. Richard Lee Andreasen. Jiehue Bai. Ian James Bailey. Francis Ellis Bailey. Laura Rechtelsbauer. Theodore Warren Brown III. Umapiwat Chanyutagarn. Madeline Hui Chen. Yuhan Chen. Zheng Chen. Nicholas David D'Amico. Millie Page Deedles. Olivia Naomi Ervich. Caroline Camden Finley. Madeline Stewart Fisher. Adalia Raquel Flores. Nathaniel Scott Gerke. Elizabeth Holly Gibson. Camilla Lucia Goklowski. Noah Hamer Gramis. Andrew William Gray. John Hayward Hanley Jr. Elena Louise Harrison. Ashley Rose Humphreys. Brendan Powers Hyde. Stefan Ingo. Moonway John. Acadia Johansson Gordet. Sungmin Kim. William Andrew Cull. Nicole Bear Kutenplan. Aiden Thomas Lear. Elise Marie Leary Forey. Cassandra Nicole Lieblein. Hwanjun Liu. Lindsay J. Lucas. William Anthony McGuire. William Walker Maloney. Cecilia Marie Mastroianni. Eliana Rose Mather. Henry David McCarthy. Max Angus Bollinger McDonald. Eva Dawn McMillan. George Ryan Menezes. Skylar Stone Merrill. Keenan Matthew Miller. Zachary Blaine Middlestack. Brenna Nicole Miles. Stephanie Lynn Nichols. Leif Corbury Olson. Derek Geddes Peak. Juan Pablo Rivas Solorzano. Anna Rebecca Sadvos Rossau. Grace Ella Shearwagon. Charles Cole Richardson Shepley. Matthew Heinrich Schuba. Aiken Temur. Yorsef Tepe. Jillian Francis Fieldbar. Ratanan Tipapashot. Rainy Tokunaga. Alec Roy Tucker. Wyatt Hugh Uppenberg. Junxia Huang. Samuel Lyden Weefer. William Bell Wisdom III. Sichie Wu. Yeonjin Yu. Yingfeng Zhang. Junyang Zhang. Ms. Gardner, it is my honor and tremendous privilege to present to you the Gould Academy class of 2018.
road rise to meet you on your journey. May the wind be always on your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields, until your journey's end. May you be safe, sustained, and renewed. Amen.
What are we doing after this? Are we going home? I know, at home, right? Oh no, we're gonna lunch first. Where's lunch?